Good. Now we're going to finish the quiz. There's only 4 questions, like I said. And the 4th question, a little bit more complex, but it's about economic order quantity, EOQ, which is another item from chapter 17. I will try and attach those pages that are relevant to this. So it's helpful in reading about this to look at examples 17.3, 17.4, 17.5 on page 545 in the pages I'm going to send to you. Also, you can get some helpful information by looking at the chapter review for chapter 17 on page 548. And you look at the chapter review there in the middle of the page, and as usual, they give self-test problems, which they then give a word problem, just like you'll do in the quiz. And then you can look at the answer on the opposite page, where they then just go through the process and say, here's how you answer it. So this is chapter review 17.2, and then the answers follow that on page 548 and 549. But let's look, the problem that we're supposed to solve for quiz question 4 is actually, was not that. It's 14. That's the one that's on the quiz. And then the one that we're going to use as an example is right above that, and that is 13. 13 is my example. 14 is the one on the quiz. And let's look at the data we're being given. The Klapoff Manufacturing Company uses 1,600 switch assemblies per week and then reorders another 1,600. So there's a weekly cycle. If the relevant carrying cost per switch assembly is $4 and the fixed order cost is $6.50, is the company's inventory policy optimal? Why or why not? So all you're being asked in the quiz is to know what is the economic order quantity. And so what's the right order size that they should be ordering? And we see that they're ordering pretty rapidly. They're doing it on a weekly basis. So let's just figure out what we got here. We got 1,600 units reordered on a weekly basis, so that's 52 weeks of the year. Our total amount for the whole year, therefore, is 83,200. 83,200 is 1,600 times 52. You do 2 times that, just following the model from the chapters. You'll have to look a little bit more carefully at the narrative from the textbook to see why, but I'm just trying to give an example here. And then we have order costs of how much? The fixed order cost is $650. And then we have carrying costs, although it doesn't get carried very long, does it? Only it gets used up every week. But we have carrying costs of, per switch, is $4. So that number goes below here. This is the order cost, this is carrying cost, and this is the number of units. And so when we do this, 2 times 83,200, that number times 650, that divided by 4, our carrying cost, we get this number, 27,040,000. And then we use our square root key on your calculator, which is about in the middle on the business calculator, but most calculators, anyone would probably have a square root. So we do a square root of this, and it gives me an economic, because we're trying to solve for economic order quantity of 5,200. Now according to our problem, our actual order size, current order, is 1,000 600. Clearly, this is a very inefficient order amount, and the primary reason is right here, is that we have a very high ordering cost. Why they're doing this every week is a mystery, and it's clearly is just set up by a textbook writer just to shock you. Because with such a very low carrying cost, we should be ordering 5,200 per order, which would take us for about 3.5 weeks approximately. And because the carrying cost will be much less than reordering so rapidly. And then we always have a surplus and we use it up as we go along. So that's the answer to the question. You're just supposed to get the number of what is the economic order quantity, which is, by definition in the textbook, it is the optimum size of the order based on other overhead costs, the carrying costs, just to hold it in warehouse, and then whenever you reorder, there's usually some type of order costs. And so you let's get the largest size that is economically feasible and productive. So those are the 4 quiz questions. I will be recommending that you put your time into doing the paper and your presentation in time for the class next Monday, this coming Monday. And that's the first to be done. So because I'm late in getting this to you and we missed our class on Monday night, I will delay the deadline for the quiz, which usually would have been Monday. I'm delayed it to Wednesday night. So give first priority, if you haven't finished yet, that paper, so that that's done on time for Monday. And then the quiz, this one I've just been talking about, quiz 5, you can do that up until Wednesday night, and it won't be counted late. And it's only 4 questions, so it shouldn't be too big of a burden to get that done. If you have any questions that I didn't answer very well or the textbook doesn't answer well, shoot me an email or give me a phone call, and I will do my best to help.